Hi my Troublesomes, it's Miracle and welcome back to my Divine Miracle. I'm so happy you guys decided to join me today, and honey, we are just talking about my life, you know. The other day, basically on my live, I was telling everybody about an instance in which I got to travel on a journey of a lifetime. I'm sorry if I'm looking like a hot mess. I just came out the shower. Your homegirl just put on her pajamas again. My best friend and I, Denae, we've been friends basically since elementary school, the sandbox, okay? And we decided to embark on a journey. There is this organization called Destination Impact, and their whole mission is to encourage people to turn up, but in the process of turning up wherever you go, they're also encouraging you to give back to the community and actually learn to live like a local wherever you are. We were supposed to go to Morocco. Well, we did go to Morocco, and when I tell you guys, I've traveled a lot, but this is the first time I actually felt like I really experienced what it means to travel, because I don't know, it was just such a different, empowering, enriching experience, and hopefully you guys will enjoy how I ended up editing this.
Hello all. Denae and I are currently on our way. I am ecstatic. I can't even hope to express to you what type of emotion that we've been going through all day. Long story short, we had booked our flight all the way from September 24th. Through Primera Air, and lo and behold, the airline actually filed for bankruptcy and they don't exist anymore. And we found that out today, February 14th, literally the day we're supposed to leave. The only way that we were able to discover this ahead of time, because our flight was actually at 11 p.m., was because Denae felt it in her gut. She's like, why didn't they send us any booking information? And when she looked up the confirmation, nothing was there. And then freaking Kayak couldn't find anything, and we Googled it and they're gone. Absolutely gone, and nobody could do anything. So we've been fighting tooth and nail. Basically, we're really winging this trip. We don't even know if we're gonna eat, but I can afford to lose some pounds, and Denae can just eat my flesh. Worst case scenario.
Exhausted. Like, look at this.
She saved the day. She found us a flight.
A miracle flight for
Right.
like $320, because every other airline is charging $3,000.
$3,000.
I'm like, I'm gonna spend $3,000. Like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, let me reach into my pocket and give you guys $3,000. Does it look like I have $3,000? Look what I have on. Does it look like I own $3,000 right now? Yes, the people in the background are hilarious. I'm like, how did they get on this flight?
Basically. Oh my goodness. Amazing.
So let's talk about some of the things that I didn't get to include because I didn't get to film it because it was such high stress, okay? After we got off of the plane, we had to search for the train. This flight was supposed to go to Manchester, the UK, and we ended up getting off on the transfer flight, and we had to hustle and find a bus to take us the rest of the way to Paris. We didn't actually have a bus line in mind. Thankfully, Denae actually had this app because she's gone to Germany at least 3 times. I think with me was her 3rd time. She's been there a couple of times, and she actually met a friend out there that told her to download this app, and because she had this app on her phone, she was able to like locate some sort of bus line. But when I tell you Denae is 6'1", okay, and I'm a 5'11" on a good day, okay, but Hunty is skinny and lean and has like the athlete's body, and me, girl, I'm curvy. I make rounds look flat, okay? So that means that this girl, when she walks, I literally have a quick shuffle. Look, I look like I'm sweating already, but it's my hair is wet. But when I tell you, okay, so we had to hustle way in West Bubblefoot to go find this bus line, and then we found it, and then we had to give like our passport information because we're traveling intercontinentally or whatever. So once we got on that bus ride, it was a solid 7 hours ETA to get from Dusseldorf, Germany, all the way to Le Paris, okay? So I'm gonna include some clips that we managed to stop in Belgium, which was pretty cool, but yeah.
ich wünsche euch schon Aufenthalt hier in Paris und ich wünsche euch schon das Wochenende. Vielen Dank, dass ihr mir gefallen sind und bis nächstes Mal.
Hooray for Denae. 4 countries.
Thankfully, we made it in Paris, and a hop, skip, and a jump when I will say Paris has like really clean subways. I don't know why people say that Paris is so dirty, but I guess they never been to New York before. They never been to the hood spots in Jersey. They never been to my town. So when they say it's dirty, I'm like, oh girl, where? And then we made it to our hotel, we washed up, and then we went out for a night in Paris by the Eiffel Tower, and we went to this really expensive spot. And mind you, all my money was spent on that flight to get here. Thankfully, we already took care of all our room and board, but any extracurriculars, it probably was not in our best interest to spend as much money as we spent at that restaurant. This is my first time trying escargot, and I had some lamb with like scallions and then these weird like oyster things cut up and diced on the top. When I tell you, scrumptious.
We're like in the whole. Oh my God!
Gross.
Give me in it.
Ignorant. Get out of my video. Get out of my video, Denae.
You know, the greatest thing about my discovery about Paris is that they really enjoy illegal contraband. You know, the ganja. Denae has us walking here lost. Like she knows where we're going. Lost. She thinks she knows where we're going, but we have no idea where we're going.
We are not lost. We are just looking around.
We're exploring.
We're looking around.
Anyway.
Look at the view.
We're in the middle of Paris somewhere.
Just when you thought the story could not get any worse. Bless the guy at the front desk. Let me tell you, if it was not for him, Denae and I would have been screwed, because I don't know, for whatever reason, in Denae's phone, and me being stupid, because I can't blame it on her, I didn't check the itinerary. I'm like, Denae travels all the time, she got this, she running this show. No. If you are traveling with your friend, make sure that you both of you collectively look up what's going on, because Denae had it in her phone that we were supposed to go to one airport, which is an hour that way, and we were supposed to actually go to the airport an hour and 15 this way. So Mans was like, oh, you should download this app, and then he was like, let me see your itinerary. It's like, oh, you're going to the wrong airport, honey. We almost ended up an hour away from where we are, and we were like an hour, like, what I tell you, we had an hour and 30 minutes to get to our flight. I don't know why we cut it so close. I don't know. Do not ask me why we did such a stupid thing, but we did. And then needless to say, we were very close to missing our flight. So we make it into the airport. We spoiled in the US, fam, because in the US, they'd be like, oh, the terminal's like a hop, skip, and a jump. No, there's a whole marathon jog like in one direction going forever. And when I tell you I'm big, fam, okay? So we make it through that little overpass thing, and then they get to the freaking checkout, whatever, and they were like, oh, you know what, I think Denae explains it, so I'm just going to let her explain it to you.
Instagram, sorry. You're the real MVP. I'm proud of you.
Denae almost killed us.
No, I didn't. I got the fast pass, so we got through like TSA quicker than
We did, but I had to wear like 47 layers of clothes, and
we were burning alive.
It is literally like 72 degrees outside, and I'm wearing 2 sweaters, 2 jackets. This one has on.
So basically, we had 2 bags that were considered carry-on, and they're like, no, you have to get rid of one of the bags. So all the extra clothes that we have on us right now and threw away like other stuff. So we're dying at this airport, basically. We're suffocating.
And we've been standing out here for about 10 minutes.
We're sweating. He sweats. Nobody.
of evacuation of the Palestinian Zagora. Ladies and gentlemen, we will let you shortly. Please fasten and adjust your seatbelt. Put your seatbelt belts to where your table will open or recognize.
When I tell you that airport was absolutely beautiful, I'm going to insert some clips of that. I don't even know if I'm going to get in trouble for that, but I didn't see don't take out your camera nowhere, so I think I was okay in that spot. But it was absolutely breathtaking. The way the trip was set up, we were all due to meet in the country at X day in the group chat that was actually curated for the trip. We were supposed to end up inputting our landing time, so what time we were going to arrive, and then a driver would be there to pick us up and then take us to our destination. So my whole goal with this trip is to be able to articulate to you guys how surreal everything was, and I want to be completely honest with you. I'm going to tell you about the good and the bad. When I tell you we are living like locals, we are living like locals. So when I'm busying myself recording all the outside scenery and all of that, driver Mans was like, honey, make sure you keep your phone inside the car because we are in the main city and it is not beyond people to snatch your phone out your hand while you're recording the scenery. So best believe I listened.
Where are you going? Welcome to NTV Cribs. It was destitute.
I did a whole hop to the jump. You didn't tell me a man was there.
I didn't see him.
I didn't see him until like the skip part, and I'm like, I'm already here.
Denae, get out of my picture. Oh, she took her glasses. Can she see? Can she see?
So I'm gonna just take the time to introduce everybody and then just tell you how amazing of people they are.
Listing everybody off from left to right, first we see Diamond reaching up to friend Morgan. These two are simply amazing. They're friends hailing from California. Diamond is an aspiring doctor and model, and Morgan is a traveling nurse. She does these trips all the time, and she is simply sweet. Below her, we see Zaid, who is the wonderful tour guide that we were blessed with. I would highly recommend him for any trip. He made us feel at home. He made us feel well informed and safe. And I don't know, he just became like family. Next to him, we see Chandell, which is the co-owner and founder of Destination Impact. This girl is a go-getter and entrepreneur. She is so funny. She can dance. When I tell you guys, I'm gonna link their information down in the description bar because I just love them so much and what they are about. There I am laughing it up with Ashante, and above her there is Whitney. Both of them are New York natives, and I believe they both work for the New York school system. When I tell you, they are simply amazing. When I tell you they really care about their craft, when I tell you they care about the kids that they fulfill in their life, it's amazing. I believe Whitney just got her doctorates. Along with that, I also believe she just came out with a book revolving around children with incarcerated parents. So if you guys are interested in any of their endeavors, I'm gonna link their information down below. But otherwise, there's my best friend looking how she's looking, standing there from New Jersey. And we cannot forget about Steve, who is the photographer who took so many amazing shots. He's a quiet guy, but he's very professional.
Don't stand so close to the edge. I'm scared. I'm scared. So don't move. Do not move backwards, please. Oh, this for the corner. Get it straight real quick. Go ahead. Why are you running? You're making me nervous.
It's one of those over there that say link when I'm in the. These are in breakfast. Yeah, that I'm sure they started like Just pull up the JFK with that. Pull up the JFK. Stop. I would assume it's over there. It says she got that bag with the camera in it too. They don't need taking extra caution.
Come through, Denae. Come through.
Then you go,
We spent a large portion of our trip, it was like 2 days, in a small town up in the mountains called Zagora. Zagora is a desert city. It is very impoverished. And that being said, I believe they said they only received electricity maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And there is no running water throughout that village. And that being said, because of that, they have these big trucks that come once a week to be able to supply water and everything for the town. And a large portion of the money that we put into this trip actually goes towards the funds to be able to build a well so that people are able to receive water more often. And this next clip will be able to explain some more, and I will also include some clips of the enriching experience that we got to be able to enjoy once we went to the school.
Ride with the mob, to Allah, check you and me, and do your job. Bird is the name, been born into the chain.
So basically, he's like coming out to like talk to us and like sort of talk to me or in Zaid or whatever, so that he can get like we can get a better understanding of like what the costs are going to be associated with it, and like sort of just explain like who's going to benefit from it and all that.
Okay, so this is where they wash their hands? No, they put the sinks, they removed the sinks that were out there.
Exactly, yes.
To put them in here because there's sort of no point because there's no water. Yeah.
how that path is just beaten down.
I
That same
know.
path that all the kids walk.
The baby's running to the bathroom.
شو عليك نشوفها انت ما تدفع لي سبعه
When I told you guys, like, it really broke my heart because we ended up like playing games with the kids and stuff, and then we also decided to do water painting and everything, and then people were like looking at us like we were crazy because the things that we take for granted, like water paint is like normal for the US, I would suppose, but like for us to use water, which is such a precious thing there, for the sake of painting, that was just outlandish. So a lot of the kids are like, what are you doing, fam? And then but we made sure to bring water specifically to the kids so that they were able to, you know, bring it home. But it was a humbling experience. Technically speaking, from the US standpoint, I wouldn't be considered privileged, but when you go outside of your borders, you realize that there are so many other ways or things that people face. And I don't know, like, one of my biggest takeaways in Morocco, it's culturally done there, well, at least with the people that I was around, they ask, are you happy? Not how are you feeling, how are you doing, but are you happy? And the amount of smiles that graced the people that we were around, I think that was the most, I don't know, like, heartwarming part of the whole trip.
Yeah.
Everyone can be like big one or small one. They have 400 liters like.
Okay.
400 لتر ريال. 400. شحال عمل حساب هذا 600 ريال؟ 400 لتر. 400 لتر. 400 liters per family per week.
Okay. Per family.
Yeah, per family. Yes, this is one family. They live in our house.
And what's like an average family size, you would say?
Depends. Can be like 20%, 20 people.
20
can
people
be,
sharing this one.
Yes.
Okay.
They can be even for 30. Can be 5 or 10. Here is our best neighbors. They are black. Oh really?
So what he was just saying was that this container is like for a whole family for a week, and the average family size may be like 20 or 30 people sharing one of those. And that's the drink, the shower, life. Or it's just like that's everything. That's brush your teeth, wash your body, boil some tea, cook, everything. 30 people for a week. 20 to 30 people for a week. Like, has there been situations where, let's say, 1 week the truck doesn't come or something like this, or is it pretty regular?
Yeah, of course, can be one time it doesn't come.
But that doesn't happen often.
Yeah,
It's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
Okay.
واش مرات الكابيون ما كيجيش ولا كيجي؟
لا مرة في ضروري نص السيمانة. إذا ما جيش ما عندهم ما نقول ما يشرب.
If he doesn't come, there is no water. Yeah, he should to come because There is no way to get water from somewhere else.
Babes, but I was living my best life. So after we left the small town of Zagora, we were in our bus thing and we traveled another 6 hours. So mind you, to get to Zagora was 3 hours from Marrakesh, and then for us to go onward and head towards the Sahara Desert, it was a 6-hour trek through the mountains.
It's like, I don't know, yeah, you gotta be low like.
Oh Lord Father, Jesus Christ is a good man.
I'm obsessed with this camera. Like, I'm stealing her phone. She don't know it. She gonna think she lost it in Morocco. I'm stealing it. I'm going to steal this shit. They're gonna be missing in Morocco. Like, this is my camera. It's Denae's camera. Not Miracle. Who's that? Who that? Where'd you get that? Morocco. It's mine. Okay.
Zaid, the whole time it was nothing. Your hand were not even like open. Where you put it?
All are like together. All these guys in my brother. That's yeah, it's no problem to get section or but what is people traveling before, you know. Like this. Yeah, this is 1 week or 2 days. But the first two, this is a silver mix. Yeah, silver with metal. Yeah. Because actually silver you can put that actually is Berber side. That is our first letter. Zaid. Yeah, for Latin is the like the last one. But for us is first letter. It means freedom. Because Berber people who are not Muslim, who are not Jewish, who are not Christian.
نجيب شويه الماء باش نوريهم كيفاش
Actually we believe nature. And all people they live in north of Africa is Berber. Then after Arabic comes with Quran, with Islam. Then after Christian comes with the Bible. Then Jewish comes as well. Then they fight between them. And Jewish and Christian go back and still Berber people and Arabic. Fatima hand, we call it Fatima hand. That is a little bit religious. It's like, yeah, a little bit religious. Fatima hand is like for protection, for bad eyes. Good luck, yeah. It can be like that with you, or it can be, you know.
And I got to meet one of the loves of my life. His name is Jeffrey Curtis, okay? Lay Jeffrey was my camel, okay? And your girl is big. When I say big, I mean big, big. Like, girl be eating 7 square meals a day big, like, okay? So when Jeffrey Curtis was like, hut hut, and he like lifted me up and I did not fall off and I didn't make everybody else careen off the side of the freaking sand dunes, I was living my life, okay? And he didn't throw me off. He was like, no, he was sweet. He had the longest eyelashes. Everybody was jealous. I got the biggest camel, and for good reason, because your girl was the biggest person there. These are my camel friends. You cute or whatever.
Right. After we do this, bury me in the sand. The sand, the wind will just, you know, cover me in the sand. Let it soft. I think just let it ring around.
Cameras do not give the Sahara Desert any justice. It is otherworldly, and unfortunately, because we were in the winter and there was like a lot of like winds and stuff, the sky was pretty like, it was like a lot of clouds, so we weren't able to see the stars, but the moon was, the moon had me living. Come to see me.
You had to. Get after me, mother.
So in the middle of me telling my story, my booty came. Booty come, say hi. Hello. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is like one of the coolest things is like I had an online friend for like the better part of like almost 8 years or something, and I had promised him, I was like, damn, I'm gonna meet you one day, and he was like, nah, you ain't. And then when I went, I actually like, hey, I'm in Morocco, and it like just so happened to be in the same city that he was from, so I was able to meet my online friend of like 7 years at that time. So it was like pretty cool. It was like really, really cool, because I was like, see, I keep my promises. It might take a long time, but she know I'm gonna be there. So any other person that I've ever promised to come meet you, your girl got you, okay? I would not trade my experience for anything else in the world. And then I'm also gonna just include the rest of our trip to Germany, because I just want you guys to just see the transition of how like we looked well slept. And then anything else, oh, I will say, don't think your girl was just being philanthropic, something, that word, because in actuality we got to turn up too, and we just insert those clips, not explain nothing. I'm just not gonna explain anything at all.
Our final room in Marrakesh. This is what we're looking like. Denae opted for the smaller bed. So, yeah. Say hello, Denae.
With my KFC in my hand.
We did find KFC here. We're basically outside now. Here's the pool. It's too cold. Wow. Alright, that was a tour, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Denae put her KFC right here. Hey! Diamond killing it! Chandell coming with the moves.
They're far from Barcelona.
So we ended up in Hamburg, and then from Hamburg we had to find a train, and that was an experience in of itself. A train ride that had no seats. We sat on the floor of that train for a solid I sat on the floor for a solid 3 hours. Somebody told us that they were giving up 2 seats, and then they decided that they were going to give it to somebody else. And then, so I just sat on the floor the whole time. And then this nice gentlemanly man, when he was exiting, he decided to tap me and just be like, hey, I'm getting off in about 30 minutes. You can have my seat. And then I was just like, thanks, fam. And we finally made it to our hotel in Hamburg. And we stayed at wherever we stayed at. And it was quite nice. And I got to take the hottest shower in the world. And I was so happy. And then, yeah, the rest of the trip was like history, so I'll insert some clips of that.
I feel like I always have these sunglasses on though. Lace it down real quick.
Come through with the looks, fam.
My makeup look good.
Come through with the looks, fam.
You seen Dorm came in.
Denae, get out of my picture.
It's like coming to the light. We're not at the beach. We're in the cold of Hamburg. Freezing. Man.
Get out of my picture, Denae. Escalator.
You can't show this video though, because we going down, not up.
Shut up. Bam bam. Bam bam again. Bam bam one more time. Denae and I are currently leaving this wonderful building in Hamburg, Germany. Don't you fall. I'm coming because we coming down this escalator. Look how flat it is, fam. Like at the airport. It's where their parents. I don't understand what's going on. Bam bam. I wish there was. This is why we can't have nice things, Denae.
No, they don't know I'm American. They're gonna think I'm German too. I've been here too many times for them not to think this.
They're not gonna think you're a hamburger. I'm hamburger. It's the hamburger.
Sit down. That was the worst joke I ever heard in my life.
We're okay out here, fam. Look, I got this ugly tan line over my nose from my glasses. That's that Moroccan sun, fam.
The Moroccan sun didn't do shit, but it was cold.
Look at this one line. This one line on my nose.
The people behind it, they love me, right? Look at them.
Basically.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I can't stop laughing.
I'm a comedian.
Shut up.
Go ahead, Cooch Cooch. Did they drink your drink?
I can't stop fucking laughing. I can't.
See? Did you drink more than me?
Stop. Bam bam. I beat you though.
No, you didn't.
I beat you. Look, this is mine.
Wow, literally by a millimeter?
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. And for those who want to go and beyond yourself and support the well, I'm going to include the link inside of the description box. If you want to see future things like this too, let me know, but it's only really going to happen when I get enough money to be able to do these sort of trips again. And that being said, special shout out to my best friend Denae. Thanks for doing the research, because without you, we wouldn't have gone anywhere. I'll see you next time. I love you. Say bye to Custard. Oh my god, bye!